Okay, guys, I need you to tell me if this is in the right mode. I'm hoping this is in landscape. Please let me know what you see. I'm tuning in early. I see somebody is here. Please log on. And Portia, for real, started a live video. Nope. I don't know if this is in the right mode. Okay, we got 4 people in here. Can somebody tell me if this is set up okay? Hi, I'm going closer. How does the screen look? Is it horizontal? Because I've been having that issue. You see me. Is it wide all the way across? I can't see. Good. Okay, great. Okay, guys, just give me a few minutes because I told everybody 6:45. So I'm turning on my laptop. Hello, everybody. When I get my laptop set up, then I'll be able to see you. See who's in here. 20. I'm logging on now. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in early. Hello. Give me a minute, guys. I'm just getting my laptop all set up. Hi there. I promise those of you that are here early, I'm going to answer your questions first, okay? To the studio. Okay, I'm just trying to get your names here. Okay, I'm just trying to get your... Turn the sound down. Got it. Hi, Miss Penny. Hi, Sam. Hi, Essie. Hi, NLE Soaps. I'm glad you called me too alive, Helena. Hypercentric, hello. Hi. Jacqueline Stanford. She's growing turmeric and ginger. Hello, Erica. Hi, Ty Lily. Lolita Edwards. Oh, thank you, Lolita. Loza Farming. Miss Wisdom. I love the way you spell your name, Miss Wisdom. Brazil Grady. D the Frustrated Gardener. Hello. Hello, Turf Therapy. Into the Blue 222. Hello. Left hand 210. Want you to know I logged on yesterday and waiting for you only to... Oh, I'm sorry. It was Sunday. Yeah. What is good to kill these worms that are eating my greens? You mean like the little cabbage worms? A little Dawn dish soap, or you could pick them off. A little Dawn dish soap with water, and if you have neem oil, fine. A lot of people use BT for worms. But the worms like brassicas, like cabbage, broccoli, turnips, mustard greens, lettuce, you can actually just put a net over those and you don't have to worry about that ugly, off-white, beige-looking moth that lay their cabbage worm eggs on your brassicas. Hi, Soul Gardener, good to see you. Hi, Susie. Born to Grow TV, it's good to see you. You're starting your corn early. Very good. I usually have my corn started in March, but I wasn't going to grow any. But because of the pandemic, you guys know about the emergency garden that I'm doing. So actually, my corn is late. Okay, Joanna, very good. Okay, guys, this is what I want you to do because it's 6:50, and we're gonna go to 7:05 for the pre-early start questions. Type your question as simple as you can in all caps, and I'm here to answer them. A lot of ants in my soil don't seem to be hurting anything, but lots of them. Are they causing damage you don't know about? No, ma'am. No. Usually when you have a lot of ants, they are looking for moisture, water. So they're eating the moisture droplets when you water or when it rains. Ants don't really eat food. They like moisture. But if you see an abundance of ants, 9 times out of 10, you will have some of those aphids. Aphids lay eggs on your plants, and then they grow and grow and grow, and they suck the life out of your plants. So the ants will farm the aphids, meaning they surround them and protect them, because aphids excrete a sweet honeydew moist liquid that the ants love because they are looking for moisture. Why are my fruit tree leaves curled up? There could be a lot of things. It could be a deficiency. It could be too much water, not too much water, or it could be some type of insect infestation. Hi, Living Miracle Homestead. I'm so glad you called me too. Hi, Sam. I bought okay, guys, put your questions in all caps. How do I fix my yellow bush beans? They probably need a little nitrogen. But because beans are not like leafy greens like collards, cabbage, broccoli, they don't, those brassicas, they don't flower. So you could just put fish emulsion fertilizer on those. But because your bush beans are going to flower, and that's where the pod will come from, you need fish fertilizer with seaweed. And I recommend Neptune's. And you can just play this back at the end and you can get that information. Okay, I answered those 2 questions. What can help my tomato plants? Very good, Ms. Wisdom. The same thing. Anything that grows, presents a flower, and then makes some type of fruit or veggie, seaweed in your fish fertilizer. And you also can add some garden lime, which is an excellent organic ingredient that's natural that would prevent blossom end rot. And if you don't know what blossom end rot is, it's at the bottom of your peppers and your tomatoes. They'll get this like little sunburn. So I always give my tomatoes and peppers some lime, some fish emulsion with seaweed. Okay? I brought a blueberry bush. Oh, your plants, your tomatoes split on the bottom. Too much rain. Just hold off the rain. I haven't watered any of my tomato plants this whole last week because we got so much rain. Okay, you bought a blueberry tree that what? That's giving a new cane with the old one died? No. It's just going to get bigger. Okay, next question. My mustard greens are starting to flower. Is this okay? Yes, if you want to collect seeds. It's almost too hot in most parts of the country for mustard greens. So you can let them flower. Those flowers will turn into seeds. Hi, Lead Farmer. If you all don't know, Lead Farmer is my mentor, and I think of him like he's one of my nephews, because I'm old enough to be his mama. Yeah, so where was I? But the mustards bolting, starting to grow some flowers. Let them keep flowering. Let them turn into seeds, and you can save those seeds for several years because you don't have to buy them anymore. You collect your seeds. Okay, what is the best site to order heirloom seeds? And I'll ask you your fish emotion question too. The best site, in my opinion, is for heirloom seeds is Baker Creek online. And I also like Botanical Interest. Okay, how often should you add fish emulsion? If you do a very weak solution, like 1 part fish emulsion, 10 parts water, you can use it every week. If you do it like bi-monthly, every 2 weeks, then you can use not so mild of a solution. And always dilute it very well, like a tablespoon to a gallon of water if you're just planting new transplants that you buy from the store, or if you're transplanting seedlings that you've grown from seeds. And remember, if it produces a flower that turns into a vegetable or a fruit, you want to get fish emulsion with seaweed. If you just keep putting plain fish emulsion without the seaweed, for example, on a tomato plant or a pepper plant, you'll get a whole lot of leaves and not enough blooms. Okay? Trust me, Google it, and you'll see. Fish emulsion, just that as a fertilizer, is not going to help with fruit trees. I mean, it'll help because it has the ratio of NPK 5:1:1. But when things need to flower, it needs more potassium. And you can get that with the seaweed. So remember, fish emulsion is great, but don't use it too much on flowering or fruiting vegetables. Okay. Looking for another question. Should I replant my mustards for the fall? Yes, sir. Yes, that's New City Gardener. Oh, Jenny, yes, ma'am. The best time to plant all of your brassicas is in the fall. Collard greens, for example. Was that what you asked me about, collard greens or mustard? Yeah, the mustards can't take a low temperature past, I think, 15-20. You can Google me and check me out. But I got a good memory. I don't know where I put my keys, but I have long-term excellent memory. And collards can take degrees below 0. So, yeah, plant all of those brassicas, collards, cabbage, mustard, turnips, you name it, broccoli, cauliflower, if I haven't said that one. Plant them in the fall. Okay. Can saffron grow in 9A? You can grow saffron anywhere. Your problem is going to be when you get a frost or a freeze, and you're in 9A, you have a long growing season. So yes, ma'am, grow your saffron. Next question, can I take the collard green seed pods off the plant and dry them indoor? No, you need to let them mature on the plant. You'll have more germination, a higher percentage. If you take them off green and let them dry naturally on their own, you will not have a good germination success. I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. I've done it, and that's all. Shoot, I'll just put them in a little bag and put it in the cabinet and let them dry. Those seeds didn't produce that well. Okay, most of you all are making acquaintances in here. Okay, that's cool. Okay, is anybody, do I have a moderator in here? Would you all block Barbara New? Because, we get people, guys, that come in here just to start trouble. So we're going to ignore the trolls. Somebody making yeast, making bread. I am not a baker. The only thing I can make is cornbread, banana muffins, and a birthday cake. I don't make any kind of breads. One reason I think is because I really don't eat bread. I'll eat a bun, I'll eat a hard roll, but I'm not a bread eater. I'll eat toast, but I'm not a bread eater. So I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Hi, Stan. Good to see you. Stan the man. Okay, somebody please, let me take care of this. Okay, I just reported somebody. Okay. Can I water bath can everything or just acid stuff? That is the rule. However, there are groups on Facebook that still can stuff the old-fashioned way. Do I recommend it? No. I think it's expensive, especially if you have a gas stove, because things like meat, they have to process it between 3 and 6 hours. So the money that you can save on your electricity bill or your gas bill, you can buy a canner. You can get a Presto canner less than $100. And I'm gonna lower my voice because I told you my brother keeps telling me that I'm yelling. So if I start talking too loud, one of you moderators need to let me know. What was the website for the seeds? Baker Creek and Botanical Interest. And if you didn't get it, write it down. All of these comments will be aired. Yeah, so water bath, just acidic stuff, all of your fruits, or all of your vegetables that you pickle. You can't pickle meat like pig feet. You gotta pressure can that, okay? Any more questions? Okay, if there are any other questions, I don't have a straight agenda. First of all, let me tell you that I had planned to take you guys out to the food forest. If you saw my video today, you will notice that I put half of the food forest on the video, and I've recorded already the other half, and I'm gonna release that tomorrow or the day after. I have to edit it. And the reason why I did it was because, what's the date? Monday, late Saturday night, my son and I tried to go live, and I was trying to walk out into the food forest, and my Wi-Fi kept cutting off. And then I switched my Wi-Fi to just my phone, the Wi-Fi that I get through my service, and it still wouldn't work. So we got to do some modifications. We have to get a Wi-Fi. And Larry, you could probably help me with this. A booster or something that will make my Wi-Fi work so I can go further out in my yard. So yeah, so I won't be walking out there today, but I am showing you the whole food forest. And then when I get the right equipment, I think my son called it a Wi-Fi booster, whatever it is, I will be getting it. Okay. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you today. I couldn't do the live tour of the food forest because of that reason. Trying to get my comments. Did I get everybody's question? Okay. So one of the things that I want to talk about is, I don't think I'm getting the messages. One of the things I want to talk about is canning equipment. Okay, let me see. What's that saying up there? Okay, I'm not getting these comments. I hope I didn't do something wrong. But I want to show you this. Don't get ripped off. Don't get ripped off buying overpriced or canning equipment from people that are price gouging. Somebody on Facebook Market was selling an All-American canner 921 model for $900. I posted a few days ago that one of the affiliates on Amazon was selling a canner that sells for less than $30. They were selling it for almost $60. And they were taking advantage of the fact that Amazon was out, Walmart was out. So they thought that they can double the price and make money. I just think that is ridiculous. But I have been seeing on Facebook, on canning groups, where people are going to the Salvation Army, the Goodwill. A lot of people are having garage sales all across the country because a lot of people are out of work. And they're buying, somebody bought an all-American canner for $100 that was only used once and had all of the equipment inside of the canner, even the directions. I'm not getting my comments, guys. What am I doing? And people bought water bath canners for $5 at the Salvation Army. So look at those places before you pay a ridiculously high price for a canner. I'm gonna log out and log back in so I can see this on my laptop because I think I'm missing questions. Videos. Okay, let's go back to the live video. Okay, thank you, Gardening with Skinny Boy Randy. Hi, Green Organic Love. How are you? Okay, I was at my computer stalled. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at these questions. Miss Wisdom, you got your canning equipment. Okay. Somebody saw a pot for $100 at Williams-Sonoma. A pot, was that a water bath canner or a pressure canner? But what you guys need to do, you need to check the small stores, the smaller companies like Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply. There's a farm and something website you can go on. I listed it on one of my posts. What is comfrey good for? Martha Howard, Russian blocking 14 comfrey can only be purchased from a cutting. I got mine from eBay. And it grows in every garden zone. It'll come back as a perennial, and it attracts a lot of pollinators to your yard because of the flowers, bees, honeybees, butterflies, everything is on it. And you can cut it, and the method is called chop and drop. Just cut the leaves up, rake back around your fruit trees. I have wood chips, so I just rake the wood chips back, drop the comfrey, put the wood chips on top of it, and I also make fertilizer tea by fermenting it for a week to 3 weeks. I'm working on 3 5-gallon buckets. I think this is the 3rd week. I got to go back and check my journal, and I'll be putting a video out on it. But the main thing I want to tell you after telling you all of that to get your attention is liquid fertilizer is the best fertilizer that you can buy, that you don't have to buy, and it will give you fertilizer for as long as you have a garden because it's hard to kill comfrey. A couple weeks ago, I used a reciprocating salt. No, not my reciprocating salt. Yeah, a reciprocating salt, and I just went through there and mowed half of mine down. And I showed it to you. I made a video. I named it Making Comfrey Tea, something like that, part 1. And then I I jam-packed it like sardines in a can, and then in a 5-gallon bucket, and then I filled it up with rainwater, and it's fermenting. And I took the top of it off. It might have been in today's video, or it might be in tomorrow's video. And it stinks to high heaven. But it has all the NPK that you need for organic garden in that tea that you make out of it. And it is the only, or one of the few plants that has vitamin B12 in it. So other than fish emulsion with seaweed, and garden lime, that's all I buy for my garden. Because once I bought that comfrey about 3-4 years ago, I just started saving a whole lot of money. Now, I do use soil amendments. I use azomite rock dust. I use worm castings. I keep looking over there because I have some stuff over there because I started a new bed the other day. And so I have azomite rock dust, I used to use mycorrhizal fungi. I don't use it anymore because I have wood chips all over my yard and they break down and decompose. And I said worm castings, mycorrhizal fungi, azomite rock dust. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I was using biochar. Okay, you can buy that too. What month does the persimmons ripens? It depends on where you are and how ripe you want yours. I think Lead Farmer and I, correct me if I'm wrong, Lead, ours ripe about September, I think. But it depends on where you are. Miss Cheryl, I love your song. Thank you so much. Hi, Lady Lad. I don't know you here, but I saw Green Organic Love speaking to you. Hey, Tandy. Thank you for coming. Hello, Mahogany. Hello, Team Bennett. Homesteader Chick, how are you? Okay, my cucumber seeds sprouted quickly with the head of leaves. I repotted in a 5-gallon bucket. Now they all have fallen over and are lifeless looking. What did I do wrong? Did you harden your seeds off? Did you plant them in full sun? You might need to shade them. If you look at my video I posted yesterday, I shared with you that my squash seedlings and my corn seedlings were in the greenhouse with the 50% shade cloth cover over the greenhouse. In order for me to acclimate them outside, because I hadn't done it outside of the greenhouse, I had to put a little shade cloth over it. So that could be it. Somebody said they found a good one at the thrift store. See there? I told you. Debbie Sims, she got hers at Tractor Supply. That's another one I looked up. I'm retired, so I guess I've been telling you guys, I've been checking stuff out and I try to post it for you. Tractor Supply and that farm store and Ace Hardware are the places that I've seen that you can buy them brand new. And trust you me, they're gonna be back in stock at Amazon and Walmart. And one thing you gotta remember, and I think I just said this, but I'm gonna repeat it again for the people that are new in the chat room. Amazon, Walmart, Overstock.com, and Greenhouse Megastore, they all sell stuff from affiliates. So you can use your Walmart charge, you can pay it by PayPal, or your Amazon charge or whatever, and then they pay the affiliate, and then the affiliate ships you the merchandise. That's why when you're ordering from Amazon, you gotta look and see where is it being shipped from. And if it's being shipped from Amazon, that means they have it in their warehouse. But if they say it's being shipped from, let's say, make up something, Cheryl's store, that means you're gonna pay Amazon, Amazon is gonna pay me, and then I will ship it to you. So be very careful. Okay, going back out, trying to get some of these. Lady Lad, are you talking to me about the shirt? It's a dress. Thank you very much for the compliment. I have all these clothes. I don't go nowhere. Now I can't even go to church anymore. So, so I said, well, at least I could put something on decent on Monday night. Gardening with Skinny Boy Randy. I don't know why you don't know I was live, because, man, you know I go every Monday, unless it's a holiday. I'm mad at you. What is comfrey good for? I already answered that. Yeah, so if you do one thing this year to improve your garden, whether you are a new gardener or seasoned gardener, get you some comfrey roots from eBay. Somebody emailed me the other day and let me know that they had got their comfrey roots from eBay. And you can try Etsy, and someone told me they got it from Amazon, because the same merchants are on those same places. Amazon is out, okay. But just keep checking, because they'll get them back. Okay, I'm looking for questions. Okay, if you all don't have a question, Somebody mentioned something about ginger tea. What were you saying about the ginger tea wolf packs? Thank you, True Ari Organics Farm LLC. You love my channel. Thank you. That means a lot. I have been on YouTube since 2015, and within the last 5 months or so, I really have been getting a lot of subscribers. Oh, somebody asked what variety of comfrey? It is Russian comfrey blocking 14. It cannot be grown from a seed. It must be grown from a cutting. I learned the hard way. Somebody sold me some seeds, and I bought them, and it wasn't the same comfrey. It was some little like a herb. And then I kept researching, and then I found out you can only do it for from a cupping. I heard people canning on gas stoves, but it'd be hard to control the temperature. Oh no. Oh no, I have a gas stove. Once you start doing it, you know, my stove has dials from low all the way to high with numbers in between. And once I heat up the water and I get my gear gauge on my pressure canner up to 11, and for my altitude, I need a 10-pound weight. Once I get that, and for 10 minutes, and I put the weight on, I turn it down to 3. Because I can so much, I know exactly where to put my temperature gauge. So no, I think the easiest stove type to use is gas for a canner. Well, let me put it this way. The heavier stove cooktops can't accommodate the real heavy canners like the All-American canner. So that's why I feel that way. But if you have an electric stove top, cooktop, I recommend that you get a press stove. Okay. Some people are ordering canning equipment directly from the factory companies. Makes sense to me, Ms. B. Washington. Cut out the middleman. Who said they can't get comfrey right now? Somebody emailed me and told me they got it off of Amazon, and I got an email the other day they got it off of eBay. So go back and check again. And also, you can just add it to your like list or watch later, and then eBay certainly will start emailing you when stuff becomes available. You also can send a direct question to the merchant on eBay to inform you when it's back in stock. Inspired by you and Led and Farmer 73, started a garden on May 10th. Crookneck squash are growing wild. Male flowers are about to bloom. Should I hand pollinate or let nature? Depends. Do you have a lot of flowers around in your garden? If you have a lot of flowers, I put so many flowers out, I never have to hand pollinate anything. But I had to learn to do that. But if you don't have any flowers or like milkweed, echinacea, marigolds, zinnias, roses, then you need to go ahead and hand pollinate. Okay, loads of farming. I just got my root pieces and placed them in 5 pots with pomegranates and an olive tree. Okay. I don't see a problem with that if your pot is big. Just know this: comfrey has a long, deep tap root, and it goes way down in the soil and draws the nutrition and absorbs it through the roots and goes into the leaves. If your pot is small and your roots of the olive tree, I think you said, and your pomegranate tree need that nutrition, they're going to be fighting it. So it just depends. I have some comfrey growing in some containers, but my containers are 25 to 40 gallons. And some of them are those 55-gallon drums that I had my son to cut in half. So they won't be competing with the nutrition. It just depends on how big your pot. Now you make me want to buy comfrey even more. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the big turning point in my garden. I got tired of buying stuff. I got tired of buying fertilizers, even though they were organic, when I could make my own. Okay, next question. Okay, give me a minute, guys. Hi, Anita, or Anicia. I'm sorry if I'm ruining your name, 426. You say you can only be on for a minute. I understand. Hello, the Rustic Ranch Garden. Nice to see you. Lazy Liz Life, have you ever used Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew for pests in your garden? No, I haven't. Is that an organic product? I may have heard of it, but I've never tried it. Okay, it's good to see you all making acquaintances in here. Thank you, Skinny Boy. He said, let somebody told them to let their plants get used to being outside. And let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about the acclimation process, because that's what it is. Or some people refer it to as hardening off. If you have your plants inside your home or on your patio where it's shaded or in a greenhouse, you can't just take them from that environment and then put them in full sun. I recommend that you do a slow process, because I grow all of my plants in my grow room unless it's real hot outside, 80 degrees or more. So what you need to do is put your plants in the sun for only a half an hour and bring them back. That's it for the day. Day 2, put them in the sun for 45 minutes and then bring them back to a shaded area. Each day, increase the time that they're in full sun by increments of 15. I mentioned this in my video yesterday. So by the time you get to the 7th day, they would have been out there like an hour and a half on their own. And then when you look at them and they're out there and they're not limp, even after you've watered and everything, and they're not limp from watering, they're getting limp from too much sun. If you don't see them being limp, let them stay out there 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. You gradually release them. It's just like birds in a nest. When the mama bird hatch those eggs or whatever, they feed those birds and they take care of them, and then you heard the term, it's time to leave the nest. Well, you have to think the same way about your starts. You just don't throw them out there to fly on their own. You got to give them a little sun and give them a little nutrition. That's why you give them that's why you give them fertilizing solutions like the fish emulsion or the fish emulsion with seaweed. That's why you only give them just a little bit of it, because you can't give it too much of anything at one time. Did everybody understand that? Somebody just said they found a pressure cooker. Now, is that a pressure cooker or a pressure canner? Because those are two separate things, and you cannot can in a pressure canner. And I'm hoping that you meant to say pressure canner. The rubber seal is missing. There are sources online that you can order those. Okay, let's see what's happening. Dwarf reds. Oh, I think you're probably saying Red Haven peach tree with leaf spots. Leaf spots. So there's like little black spots on it. Or is it rust spots? Somebody just said Lieberman's have a canner on sale. Very good. Yes, you can plant comfrey in July. Because you're going to dig, you put it way down in the ground. So, not way down, but you're going to put those rhinestones down. So, when they finally break soil and they'll just come up a little bit, they're gradually being acclimated to the sun. So, yes, you can plant that any time of the year. It's a soap side. I'm sorry, Lady Liz, Lazy Liz Life. I don't know anything about that product. Somebody said they got comfy roots from Etsy. I told you. They came in today. Thank you, Paradise Garden. Oh, thank you, Lady Led. Thank you so much for the compliment. Hi, Bryn Michael. Can I can in a large metal pot? Yes, you can. My sister-in-law was talking about this today. You can in a large metal pot, providing that you put like a aluminum pie pan. You know those, everybody buy pie crust nowadays, so they don't make pies like they used to do back in the day. They used to have a porcelain pie pan, I still have one, or a metal pie pan. Put that at the bottom because you don't want your jars to come in direct contact with the heat. So you want them lifted up a little bit, okay? And to be honest with you, my grandmother used to put a couple towels at the bottom in the hot water. Just fold it up, dish towels, and put the jars on top of the towels. You can with a large stock or soup pot. Somebody said they bought comfrey plants from Azure Standard last week. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I've never heard of that company. I will check them out. And you see, this is why we are so blessed to be able to have people from all over the country, all over the world really, to bring information to the whole group, because that is a company that if they sell comfrey, it sounds like my kind of comfrey. And remember, it is Russian comfrey blocking 14. Any thoughts on growing stinging nettles? I have not grown it, but I used to get it from a very good friend who lives in New Jersey. It has some really good medicinal properties. I heard that it can be toxic if used the wrong way, but it's good for people, if I'm not mistaken, who have kidney disease. Don't quote me on that one because I haven't grown that one. How do you separate comfrey? Oh, come on, Living Miracle. I seen you propagate stuff, girl. You just pull it up, hack it off, and just chop it off in pieces. It's real easy. If they send you some, you might want to divide. If you buy some, say you buy 6 pieces of comfrey, then you go ahead on and cut it in half and make it 12. I pulled up some when I was making my fertilizer a few weeks ago, and I looked at the edge of it, and I just saw a little piece that looked like it was part of the root. So I stuck it in a pot, and it's growing. I stuck some in 2 pots. I'm giving my daughter one, and the other one I'm going to put in my large pots. Thank you, Randy. Welcome, Miss Penny. Russian comfrey blocking 14. That's it. Have I ever planted radish? Yes, I've got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 3 large tubs that Lead Farmer 73 turned everybody on to. They're less than $6. They're 5.91 inches, almost 6 inches if you fill it to the top. They're concrete mixers. You can get them at Home Depot and Lowe's, as I said, less than $6. I have 3 trays of those with radish growing because I'm going to pickle some. And I have a little smaller container. And so I'm going to pickle some for myself, and I'm donating the rest from my emergency garden. And it takes about 30 days to grow radishes. So that was one of the main things that I was telling people in the emergency garden to grow. Because you could just plant them and do succession planting. Yeah, those are really good. I'm going to have to try this comfrey. I'm telling you, once you try comfrey, you'll never regret it. Okay, here we go. Trying to get the next question. My tomato plants are very large and tall. They fall over, and I don't know why. Shalom. When you first started your potato plants, Did you only put them in 4 or 5 inches of dirt or soil? Or did you fill up your pot and put the seed potato there? If you did that, they would fall over. But you're supposed to heal or mound up potatoes. If you put them in a pot or in a garden bed, you're supposed to cover them just plant them and put only like 4 inches of soil over it. And then once the leaves break up and say this is the surface, and it breaks up and it comes through the potato leaves, then you cover that up again with soil. You just keep mounding soil and soil and soil. And if it's soil all the way down, it won't fall over. And this is just water, guys. It really is. I'm just kidding. It's just sparkling water. Okay, when the stems of somebody wanted, when you need to can them, okay, you're just helping her. But I don't think she asked about when they were drying and they're ready to harvest. She just said they're very large and tall and they fall over. And that sounds like something I did when I didn't know any better. I didn't put enough soil around them. But who was that said something about when the stems of the potato start to die? Yes, that's true in most cases if you planted them correctly. But if you didn't plant them correctly, then they could be just falling over because they don't have enough soil. Somebody said they want to trellis them potatoes. I've never done that. I trellis sweet potatoes. Okay. Okay, let me move back down here. So I bought them from eBay, Comfrey. Okay, I'm making sure I'm getting everybody's question. Who wants to know if they can harvest their peaches now? Goddess Leo, that would depend if they're right, sweetie. I don't mean no harm, but mine are nowhere near right. And I'm in zone 8A, so that would depend on what zone you're in. What time does that peach usually ripens? But if it's a new tree, I'm assuming that because you probably wouldn't know. But if they're soft, just sacrifice one, cut it open, and find out. Okay. Hello, Naked Gardeners. Good to see you. Okay, let's see where we are. You want my email? It's easy. It's just like my name. Cheryl's, without the apostrophe, Organic Food Forest @gmail.com. If Green Organic Love, if you could put it in, Cheryl without the apostrophe, Organic Food Forest. Okay. I see some of you are talking, and that's cool. I want you to make relationships. Somebody said, Martha Howard. Good deal, Martha. She says that Walmart has a rubber canning rack. I'm assuming you're talking about going down into the pot of a water bath canner. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Martha. I have a Miramatic 16-quart pressure canner. It is an old one, though. Could I still use it? Yeah. I would do a test batch. I would do a test batch with something like beans or carrots or something like that, and just put some pint jars in there. Something that you don't mind if it doesn't work out, because you can always just take that and freeze it or put it in soup, correct? Okay. Tonight, I will finish Miss Cheryl's canning playlist. My supplies are on the way. Thank you, Team Bennett Wells. Thank you, Green Organic Love. Yes, I do have a playlist for pest control. But what I keep doing is, I keep forgetting to add the new videos to the playlist, and I will do that. I'm kind of embarrassed to let you guys know it took me about 2 weeks to even make a playlist. So I didn't know how to do it. But I've been learning a lot since my children haven't been coming over. some chickens. Team Bennett wants chickens. I can't have chickens in my area where I live. I checked the website again about a couple weeks ago. No fowl, no kind of birds. Only kind of animals you can have are cats and dogs and pets like, hamsters and birds for your children. But we can't have no chickens outside. I think it's just stupid. Because they should do some type of ordinance where you can't have roosters if it's going to offend your neighbors. But chickens, from what I understand, are very quiet. And somebody on one of my comments told me that they just put the chickens in anyway. But from her video, I can see she's way out in the rural. And if your registration sticker go out, they putting stickers to tow your car where I live. I've been here 30 years. If you don't mow your lawn, the city will come by and mow it for you and attach it to your water bill. They don't play here. Okay, the concrete mixers. Yes, Team Bennett, they are wonderful. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay, we grow our lettuce and kale in concrete mixers, thanks to Lead Farmer 73, and they work very well. Yeah, I gave, yeah, that's right, I gave 9 of them away. But I told them if they don't bring them back with the soil in it, they would be getting a bill. And these are my children and my real good friends. I gave 3 of them away because they can. After I got the lettuce, the mustard greens, and the kale up that high, I said, "Come and get it." And I think in a video I did last week, I showed you my daughter had hers 3 right in a row, and I talked to her every day and I asked her how they're doing, and she's shading them, and they haven't bolted yet. Okay, thank you, Dad. You all inspired me to grow on my patio. Okay. Radish sprouts on a turkey sandwich. Sounds good to me. Potatoes are doing good, Randy. Very good. All right, Sam. Here's a whole apartment full of concrete mixers. That is really, really well. Thank you, Led. Thank you, Green Organic Love, for putting in the playlist. Green Organic Love. You are a smart lady. You know this internet. You know how to do this YouTube stuff. Because do you know when in my last live you put up that playlist? I didn't even know you can do that. There's so much stuff in here I got to learn. You, Green Organic Love, need to teach a course on how to grow your YouTube channels. Because a lot of people, I'm going to say this and I hope I don't offend anybody. They think the way to grow their YouTube channel is by putting down other people so people will flock to them. They don't realize it's enough subscribers out there for all of us. Because most people are not going to listen to just one YouTuber. They're going to follow a lot of them. So don't put other people down to build your channel. But I've learned when I go into these chats, when I watch other people and see how their playlist is put up, that's how I've learned to do this stuff. Because when somebody asked something about, I forgot what it was in my last live, but they asked something about, I don't know what it was, but all I know is that Green Organic Love was one of my moderators, and she jumped in there real quick and put the link on it from the playlist. I said, dog, I didn't even know that. So that encouraged me to get add more things to my playlist. Okay, Miss Cheryl putting us on comfrey, Led putting us on concrete mixers, Esty putting us on the chickens, Homestead Heart got us canning and everything. And I do the canning too. We ready, we ready. I agree with you, Team Bennett. And I love your name, Team. It lets me know, I'm gonna say it. It lets me know you are a smart person, and you know that you can assemble stuff or assimilate stuff from a whole lot of people to get better. You know what I'm saying? To learn more. And that's what a smart person does. I was getting ready to get political, but I better be quiet. Because some people think they know more than the medical experts. I ain't going to go nowhere else with that. Okay. Taters in the ground. Totes in the ground. Skinny boy. Okay, my tomato plants are growing now. Do I need to add anything to the soil or should I just continue watering them? Give them some, I recommend Neptune's fish emulsion with seaweed and garden lime. Now, there are a lot of other, if you're not an organic gardener, there are a lot of products that are formulated to grow tomatoes. And there's some products that are organic too. So whatever you decide, get something that's formulated for tomatoes because they don't need a lot of nitrogen. They need potassium at this time. Okay. Got my email. Okay. I do not like this laptop because it is one of touchscreen. D&S Big Little Garden. Lady Cheryl, we are new to YouTube, and because of all the advice from you, Lead Farmer, and so many others, our garden is growing excellent. Man, that makes me feel so good. Even bought our Bartlett tree back. Whoa, I know you were listening to Lead for that. That's wonderful. Hey, Woman to Woman Homestead. Good to see you. Okay, somebody want to know, do I have pecan trees? Okay, I got one 3-year-old tree sapling that I found a nut growing in my citrus tree during the summertime. I mean, wintertime when I brought them in the house. And then I just found 2 this year, put them up in the wood chips. I found a lot of them because my next door neighbor on the east side of me, they have a huge pecan tree that hangs over my driveway. But I do know that it'll be 7 or 8, maybe 10 years before you get any pecans when you grow it from a seed. And it may not even be true to with that seed, but those seeds were huge. And I'll show it in the video. And the one I'm putting on in a few days, I show some more tree saplings. But in the future, what I plan to do is to graft the tree sapling branches onto a tree that I'm going to buy that is grafted. Does that make sense? I'm not expecting these trees to produce any nuts. And did you know nut trees are fruit? I didn't know that. A pecan tree, walnut, all of those almonds, those are considered fruit. Thank you, Rashonda, for watching my playlist. The terminology on YouTube. Yeah, but don't get all hung up on that. For example, some people say sow seeds, some people say drop seeds, some people say plant seeds. As long as if you are a content creator, you say things that in a way that people understand, don't get all hung up on that. Because it used to bother me because there are a lot of words that I mispronounce. And it used to bother me when somebody correct me. Now I laugh at them. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Certain things I've been pronouncing wrong all my life. I don't even worry about it. For example, if you take a tomato little seedling from a 6-pack sale that you grow them in when you first germinated them, and then you move it to another little pot, maybe a 2-inch pot or a 4-inch pot, that technical term is called potting up. But if I see a YouTuber saying, I'm going to up-pot this, I know what they're talking about, so I don't get hung up on that. Nor do I ever correct anybody. If you see me critiquing any video on YouTube, it is because the person has asked me to. Because I'm a kind of a direct person, and I do know back in the day when I first started off, I think I was critiquing because I thought I was being helpful. But most content creators don't want you to critique them unless they ask you to. I had a young lady call me and asked me, told me to write down everything that I see wrong with her video, and I did. but she asked me to, so it makes a difference. Danielle says she follows about 12 of us. That's it. That's how you're going to learn. Because I'm a hairstylist, so I got to take my background as a hairstylist educator. I didn't like hairstylists or cosmetology educators that try to make the students think that she was the only one that could teach you hair coloring. And there's a couple people in here I know. For example, there is, I think it's Miracle Homestead, Lady Led, and myself, and probably a couple other people in this chat right now that have a cosmetology background. If somebody has a formula, let's say 5 red. Now, I'm gonna make this real short. I'm not gonna waste time. And she said you need to use 5R with 40 volume peroxide, and that's the only way you're gonna make that person strawberry blonde. Well, Lady Led may use 4R and do, I don't know, I'm making it up, 30 volume peroxide. She may take the same hair and get it to the same place. So there are different ways to do things. It doesn't mean that one person is right and the other person is wrong. Because there are factors that you have to consider when it comes to gardening. You have to consider your gardening zone. You got to consider if you have high winds. You have to consider if you get too much rain. So what may work for a gardener in zone 6A may not work for me in 8A. So that's why you need to listen to a lot of different people and get their ways of doing things. And I'm telling you, the ones that are real old, those are the ones that I really learn from. I'm not saying a young person can't teach me nothing, because they can. Somebody said, oh, Green Organic Love, that's why you know this stuff. You study YouTube since you was in high school. YouTube is a whole study alone. I know it, because I'm going to mention this to the content creators. Your description of your video, your title, your description, and your hashtags will determine if your video is being picked up from the YouTube search engines. You know how I know? Because I never put hashtags on mine. When I started, I'm getting your video just showed up in my news feed today. I'm so glad I found you. I'm getting that over and over because I did a video about 3 weeks ago. It's got 5,000 hits. I never had those kind of volumes. 3,000. I never had those kind of numbers. But those hashtags, and that's something that I got to learn, Green Organic Love, to study that YouTube and see how those, I think I'm saying it right, rhythms and how those descriptive words will allow you to just show up in people's news feeds. Lead Farmer 73 should have memberships. Yeah, he's at that point now where he should. I've been hearing about that. Neem oil and the ladybugs have been my superheroes. Yes, for your aphids. Woman to Woman Homestead, we are on the hydroponic method lately. I've never gotten into that, guys. I don't know nothing about it. So if I had a subscriber who was interested in knowing that, then I would tell them, I would refer them to someplace else that I knew that was into that. Is it Miss Craft led? I think he was telling us. And I know it's hypo and hydro, so I don't know too much about it. But I do know that I will refer them to someone else. Referring to listening to everyone and works better for you, so subscribe to all. That's right. K Valentin 114, you're exactly right. I don't care if I don't like the YouTuber. If they have some knowledge that I want to learn, I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to subscribe and listen, see what I can learn. Turf therapy. I thought it was Miss Crafts and CB for hydroponics. Mama Cheryl. They say go to Google. We are Google. When you search Google, we come up. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Green Organic Love. That's my daughter, if y'all didn't know. My birth daughter thinks she's the only one, but I told her I got another daughter. I got a YouTube daughter. The Naked Gardener. I am the same way. Thank you. Thank you, Naked Gardener. Okay. Am I up on all of the questions? Okay, then I want to get to the other thing that I want to talk about. If you're not growing peppermint, you should. For those of you that have been sending me questions about rodents, mice and rats, Shalom Branson, she has a cosmetology background. Thank you. Rats and mice do not like the smell of mint. So I have one large bed that used to be my tea garden. I used to have a lot of different, I used to have chamomile and all that stuff. Now the mint is very invasive, but I don't care because I have a fear of mice. I grow an abundant supply of peppermint, and it even grows during the wintertime in my gardening zone. And the only thing I have in that bed is peppermint and Texas Star hibiscus. And I just hack it down, throw it all behind my rain barrels. I put it in the corners around the edge of the food forest of my privacy fence, and they don't like to smell. Also in that, my introductory video that I did when I did my first live chat, I showed you all a rodent repellent. It works very well. It's mostly organic. All it does is stings the nostrils of squirrels and possums and things like that, and rabbits. I've never seen any rabbits over here. I've seen one possum, and we got a lot of squirrels. They're domestic. They have that product at Home Depot, and you can go back and look at that, my first live chat video, and you'll see the exact name. I can't remember the name right now, but that works. Another thing you can do, because somebody emailed me this question, I told them that I would discuss it tonight. The other thing is, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but it works, Irish Spring bar soap. You can get the little bars or the big bars, and you just take it on your cutting board with a big knife and just cut it up. Now, some people put them in little knee-high stockings and nail it to their fence at the top and one at the bottom, you know, each corner, whatever. But mice and rats do not like the smell of Irish Spring. I put it out 3 times a year. The next time I put it out, which will be like maybe next week, I'll do a video and showing you what I do. I don't even put it in an organza bag or a knee-high stocking or a thin sock. I just throw it out there because I know that June, July, August, September, October, Naked Gardener lives not too far from me. He can tell you, and his wife can tell you, that we don't get a lot of rain during that period. So I don't try to save the soap. I just cut it up and throw it. That would keep mice and squirrels out of your, not squirrels, mice and rats out of your yard. I never have nothing eating my food anymore. Okay. Might be too hot for mint. Mine grow all year long. I don't know what, it's just peppermint. Some seeds that I bought off of eBay. It grows all year long. Squirrels too. I'm always looking to keep squirrels away. That rodent stuff that I was telling you about, rodent repellent, is good. Thank you, daughter. I appreciate you. Yes, ladybugs, you've used it. Yes, ma'am. It works. Irish Springs work. I don't know what it is about that scent. Maybe it's close to peppermint or wintergreen or something, but they don't like that. Yeah, mine grows all year long, a Naked Garden in full sun, but it's well established. I've had it in that same garden bed for like 4 years. My question was in all caps. Put it in there again, please, Mahogany. What repels frogs? I don't know, but I wouldn't want to get rid of my frogs. My frogs and my lizard, I love them because they eat up mosquitoes. Dragonflies, it can eat 100 mosquitoes a day. I used to kill dragonflies when I didn't know no better. Can I grow herbs together in the same pot? If so, which one? Oh, well, my daughter does the raised garden beds, about the height of that table back there. And she puts several herbs like sage, thyme. I'm thinking of the ones that don't, basil. She puts them in the same one. I would not put mint in a bed with anything else unless you designate in that bed for mint like I did. And, but yeah, that peppermint, who is that homesteader chick? That peppermint will go down in the ground real low and come out of the bed. Green Organic Love, hit me up. We're gonna have to do a Zoom or a Skype, because if it's about the building up the look at me infringing on people's territory. If it's about building up the YouTube, I need to be in that conference call too. I have rabbits bothering my veggies. I've heard that in the garden. I've heard that, but I haven't seen any rabbits in my area. But that product that I told you about that repels all rodents, that was on the list. Give me a minute. Let me go get it. Oh, it's out in the greenhouse. I'm sorry. It's in the greenhouse. I was going to get it in on the picture. I tell you what, I'll snap a picture. I'll put it in my next video. How about that? It's better than Skype. What's better than Skype? It's better than Skype. What's better than Skype, guys? Did you talk about Zoom? Zoom and Skype, and Google has a new one called Hangout. I've gotten all three of those apps. Zoom, okay. Discord, is that another app? Okay, between the three of them, I think I'll be able to hook people up. This is what I'm going to do. I am going to, when I get the emails from the people, we're going to set the time up when you're going to actually do the water bath canning or the pressure canning. I'm going to get 3 people at the same time in that application, so I can monitor what you have. And my children called me after that chat where I said, I'll call you and we'll FaceTime. And said, no, you're not doing that. I let them boss me sometimes. And Mama, you can get crazy people. Like the people we had to delete from here today, the trolls. I'm trying to think of the name. Trolls. You can get people like that and make them bug the hell out of you, and then you're gonna have to change your number. So I'm not giving my phone number out. You'll give me yours. We'll set it up and we'll have a conference like that. I used the neem oil. I heard you mention. I had those white butterflies, and it got those suckers away from the cabbage and the collards. Thanks for the tip. Thank you, CB Phillips. This is what we want to know. We want to know if you applied something to a practice that we're offering you, and if it works for you, because it does work. Now, the only thing about neem oil, guys, as the weather gets warmer, do not spray neem oil when it's 85 degrees or hotter, because your plants will fry. Because the neem oil attaches itself, especially if you put a little Dawn dish soap with it, it attaches itself to your leaves and it'll coat it, okay? And then when the temperature bears down on it, it's just like frying chicken. So use it sparingly, and don't put it in full strength in the sun when it's real hot. You want to wait until the sun goes down, almost down, and then spray real good. And what I do is hey Angela, good to see you. Hi, Miss Molly. I don't know if I spoke to you yet. Yeah, don't put that neem on when it's hot outside. And I know it's something else I want to tell you. Oh, diatomaceous earth, DE. Don't put that out in the daytime, because a lot of people don't believe it, but it's not true. They will kill bees. So put your DE out at night and rinse it off in the morning. Yeah, Naked Gardener, I was in your chat the other day and you were talking about praying mantis. Yeah, I'm going to get me some, but I think I'm going to wait till next year. I was doing a little research after I got off with you. Somebody said it killed the pink guava when they sprayed them with neem oil. Yeah. Now, for example, I mentioned in my video the other day that grasshoppers are really eating my citrus leaves. But that's all they do. They don't bother the lemons. They don't try to suck the juice out of the leaves and the branches. So I just let them eat them. Some things that, you just got to let nature take its course. But now when it comes to aphids sucking all the life out of my citrus tree, my fruit trees, like my apple trees, and all the leaves curling and a bunch of, So that will ruin your tree. So I will fight those. But some things I don't fight. You got to pick your battles. Okay. Stop frying your plants. Good, Mighty Living. Thank you, Kay Valentin. It's called Repel All. That's it. And it's got, you probably went on the Home Depot and looked it up. And it has little rodents all on the little package. And it comes in a granular and it comes in a liquid. I got both of them. Just spray it around the perimeter of your garden beds, your privacy fence, your concrete planters, your containers. I'm telling you, it works. If you are new at this, okay. Oh, Laura was blessed with 3 praying mantis nests in her yard. I was watching on YouTube, he goes out in the woods and he gets the nest and then he brings them back and put them in his trees. And they say they're really not nests, they say they're cocoons. I'm not sure what they're called, but you guys know that they were metamorphed into the praying mantis. And they're real little. I saw on the video. She did it at night. What do you put on your apple trees for aphids? Now, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but it works for me. I used to do the neem oil and spray. Now, all I do is blast them with water. I drown them. It's the truth. And you just keep drowning them. And it works for me. I don't use neem oil and dish soap anymore. But it could be because we had flash floods too. So every time it stopped raining, I'll go out there. And I'll be looking up under the leaves. And I videotaped it. And I just turn my spray on and just blast them. Just drown them. Okay. It's about 1,000 of them in that cocoon. Wow. Yeah, it was a whole lot. And they look they're ugly little creatures, little praying mantis. But boy, are they good for your food forest or your yard. Only at night. Very good. My squash leaves are turning yellow. It's acorn squash. What do you suggest? Are you giving it too much water, Francine? It could be too much water, or you may need to feed them. And for squash, because it's a fruit, I recommend Neptune's fish emulsion with seaweed. Yes, that's what I do. I drown them, turf therapy. I used to go and spray this and spray that and dish soap and And so if those little aphids, they have this ability to dig into the leaf, and you'll spray them, and if they're embedded in there, you have to take your hand and kind of like mash that leaf a little bit till you can get them out, and then to spray them again. That works best for me. I've been checking them every single day because I water by hand, unless it's very hot. I have every container that I have with water in it. And then I use these mosquito bits. Another one of the words that I used to mispronounce all the time. I was calling them mosquito bites, because when I think of mosquitoes, I think it's mosquito bites. But they're actually called bits. And they are organic. You can get the little donuts or the little small bottle. I get the big one. I buy one every year. Okay, now that one is close. I'll go get it. And my bad. I found the other one. I thought it was outside. And you see, this is all I've used. Can you see that real good? I haven't even used that much. You just put I just take this cap off and just put like a half a cap in a 55-gallon drum, 75-gallon rain barrel, which I'm not using those right now. Right now, I'm just using the 55-gallon drums and the 35-gallon rubber garbage cans. Okay? And this is organic, and it will kill fungus gnats and mosquito larvae. I think that's how you're supposed to say it, the little baby mosquitoes. And this will not harm any pets or animals, or it's not bad for your garden. It won't contaminate them with, chemicals. It is a organically formulated product that will only kill mosquitoes and their larvae or larvae, whatever it is. And the young lady that was asking me about the spots on your peach trees, I don't think you ever, Angela, do you know that you could put just a little bleach in your rain barrels if you have that country, I don't know if it's country or rural smell? Because my folks from Indiana came down here to do some remodeling on my house, my brothers and cousin, and he said, you in the city, why is it smelling like that? And then he said, oh, it's coming from your rain barrels. So I got on Google and I Googled up, how did you get this? And they said, put 1/4 of a cup of the bleach in there, and it will not hurt your vegetables or fruit. So put a little bleach in your rain barrels if they stink. Because some of them, you have for a very long time. Like when it was raining, all I was doing was collecting water. I wasn't raining my garden or my food forest because I didn't need to, because Mother Nature was watering it. So that water been in there a while. So put a little bleach in there with your mosquito bits. Okay, here we go. The lady that was asking me about the peach trees with the spots on them, this is a fungicide that attracts harmful garden diseases. It's organic. It's called Serenade. Can you guys see it? I was told to hold it at an angle. And I'll show you on the back of it. If you see that OMRI, this is right there. OMRI, then you know anything with that on it is organic. Okay? And here is the Repel All. When I looked over there, it was hiding behind another thing. Let me see. I heard I gotta do it by ink. I think you can see it now. Can you see it, guys? Somebody tell me yes. Very good. This is the liquid form, and then I have the granulated form too. It stinks, but it doesn't last. The scent doesn't last. And it's rainproof after a few hours too. Okay. My peach looks so sad, no hair, but she still got a pulse. Yes, you can use Serenade on powdery mildew. You can use it on your roses for the black spots on your roses. Somebody wants to know, let me get back to the peach. Let me get back to the peach tree, and then I'm asking you about the compost. The only one that's doing it so far. I don't know. It sounds like it might be too much water. I hear Led say all the time, withhold water. And make the peach tree think it's getting ready to die. Then you give him some water and it comes back to life. Well, he talks about that on a lot of trees. But now, let's get back to compost. I'm going to do these questions and I'm going to go to compost. Your apple tree will be fine in the garden. Garden gets expensive. Realize I don't think so, Martha. I don't think it's expensive. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. I've had this for a very long time. I only use it when I only pull it out when I need it. Powdery mildew. Well, that's the only thing I really use it for now. I used to have spots on my roses. I just get all these things and have them on standby, and I use everything the way the directions say. I use them real weak. I don't use a lot. So stuff like this lasts me a long time. I don't use a lot of it. Got this in January. It's June. See what I'm saying? Because I haven't been really watering my garden because we got so much rain up until a few days ago. Now, let's talk about the compost. The gardening, yes, it is expensive when you first start off when you don't need anything. So, for example, the only thing that I bought this year to start my seeds was Jiffy Seed Starting Mix. I've already got my supply of grow lights. I've got my shelves. I got my containers. I mean, I just have everything. It took me a while to get there, but once you get there, it's easy. Now, it could be expensive if you're buying a whole lot of fruit trees. If you're buying a lot of soil. Like I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this emergency garden because of my age and my health condition. I can't shovel like you young tenderonis. I can't do it. So I have to get mine already made and in a cubic, what is it? It's cubic foot, I think. Bag where it's not too heavy for me to lift because I can't do it. So I didn't have help this year because of the quarantine. I didn't have my grandkids and stuff to help me, so that got to be pretty expensive. But like I said, when the vegetables are spent or go to seed, they're going to bring me those containers back, and the soil better be intact or I'm charging. Now, let's talk about compost. I mentioned earlier that the turning point in my food forest was comfrey as far as liquid fertilizers or dry fertilizers is concerned. But the turning point with natural ingredients came when I started making my homemade compost. So I take all my grass clippings. My neighbors give me leaves. I have a lot of trees now, so I really don't need anybody's leaves. My kitchen scraps, tomato plants when I pull them up, okra plants when I pull them up. Some things I chop up a little bit. So I bought a composter and I just put it in there and I layer it like lasagna. And then I wet it down. Like when I'm watering my food forest, I water my compost. Right now, I just got a little compost that is not even ready. Because the emergency garden took up, I'm hurting this weekend working in the garden. That Texas heat is no punk. That's true. Yeah, so the emergency garden took up all my compost. But on my other side of my house, my late husband used to put his boat. We had a driveway poured over there. I had forgot that I drug 2 26-gallon totes over there, and that's the only thing that saved me by putting some organic matter in my emergency garden. And before I started doing compost, I used to buy black cow. Naked Gardener, you still here? I cannot find black cow in our area. Black cow compost. Try the dollar store for tools, okay? I'm also buying new trees and tools and hitting my husband's pockets. Oh yeah, Ladybug, I understand. But once you accumulate everything that you need, you don't have to buy that anymore, and then it'll kick in. And what I'm going to say may not sound like a nice person, but I don't really like people asking me for my food and you are able-bodied. I've had people to tell me that they wanted me to send them a couple jars of my, stuff that I pressure can. Not people that say they want to buy it. I have a lot of people say, are you selling it? Blah, blah. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people that just think that it's very inexpensive to have a garden and they have no idea that It takes a lot of money, hard work. Then you harvest it, then you got to clean it, you got to cook it, you can it, and then they just think that, oh, I can just give you 3 quarts of food. I give a lot of food away to senior citizens, friends, my family, but just random people, no. I'm sorry. I'll teach you how to garden. I'll help you. I think I saw Homestead Heart. Thank you for coming. It's expensive to have a garden, and I have a baby garden. Yes, it is. It can be. But it's going to click in. It's going to click in, and it won't be. I think I saw Homestead Heart talking about black. I love that black cow. We don't have none in our area. And I tried to order more potty mix. I was going to put it on the credit card when I was doing my corn bed. They didn't have the kind that I use by Vigoro. And it wasn't any time for me to try out new stuff, so I didn't get it. And I said, I'm just got to make this bed big. I might have to step into it, but come fall of the year, I'll divide it into half. And those of you that are new in here tonight, Homestead Heart, check out her channel. She is our canning queen. I think I'm the princess. Yes, 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 B Solo. They don't know about your hard work. Naked Gardener was in there talking about the Texas heat. Man, I'm telling you, it's getting ready to get hot here. If I don't do everything in the morning, it won't get done. I'm out there before the sun comes up because I cannot take it when it's 100 degrees at night. I cannot be working in the yard. So yeah, they don't see what we do. And they have no idea. I meant the produce was expensive and poor quality. I missed something. Homestead Heart got you canning butter. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, Home Depot and Rowlett. Okay, I'll check it out, but I really don't need none now. I solved my dilemma. I'm just going to make me some compost. But thanks for letting me know, Naked Gardener. Yeah, they was going to send me to White Rock Lake to pick up Vigoro. I told no. No, that's okay. Time, water bill, fertilizer, mulch, soil, seeds, planting, etc. Yeah, it's more than a hobby. It's a lifestyle. Gardening is not my hobby. It's survival for me. I garden because I have a passion for it, and God has blessed me with the ability to remember things. So I remember what not to do more than what I remember what to do. And I live off of my garden. I preserve it. I eat out of my garden. So yeah, it's a lifestyle for me. Okay, we got some other conversations going on here. My family started an emergency garden, but we found the majority of the tubes, pots, and other yard stuff curbside. Very good throwaways, but does get spending, but you love it. Yeah, I feel like this. You spend money on whatever you want to spend money on. Some people buy a lot of fancy clothes, people buy fancy cars, some people go out to restaurants, some people be the old lady or the old man in the club. Not right now because of the pandemic, but before that, you go to concerts, you spend money on whatever you want to spend it on. So, in my case, why not spend it on something that I love to do, something God has blessed me to do? I give him all the glory and the credit because he's the one who created all this stuff. But he let me be a steward over it and let me learn how to grow it. And why not eat it and preserve it? I mean, that just makes sense. It's a lifestyle for me. Okay. Gardening can make you bougie. Yes, because I can't hardly eat stuff out of the. You're right. Somebody, I was at my daughter's house or something. We had some soup. I said, "This is canned soup." You just know it don't taste the same. And Homestead Heart will tell you when you cook those greens, and you smother them down with a turkey wing, and you can them. When you open up the can that you can, it tastes like you cooked them that same day. It's a difference in home canning and company canning is what I call it. Canned green beans, canned corn. It just don't taste the same. It tastes different. It tastes fresh. And all you have to worry about is when you lift that lid off and you hear that pop, because that pressure is coming out, the air, whatever, you know that that seal was still intact all that time. And you just feel so safe. And if you're like me, if you have a lot of digestive problems, I'd worry when I used to go to a restaurant or what they put in here. Boy, it's so salty. Now I can control my sodium. I can control how much grease is in there, oil, the fattening stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't have to worry about did they load this up with citric acid and so much salt that it's ridiculous. It just tastes better. Oh, she said, I have a stimulus garden. Thanks to you, Led and Homestead Hard. Love it. Thank you. Somebody said they fished. Lisa Bryant. In June, we're going to go on our first vacation. It's a camping trip where we're going to fish. We're going to somewhere in Tennessee. I'll let you all know. I probably won't have my channel Monday night that week. But yeah, I'm going with my sons, and my sister is coming from Indiana. We're meeting like halfway, and we'll be fishing. Somebody pulled up their lettuce today. It was a fail. I may start over. Liranisi, it depends on where you are. You might want to get a lettuce that is heat tolerant. It depends on where you are. It might be a little too warm right now to be starting lettuce over. I'm not sure. If you let us know your gardening zone. Do you grow lemons, Lady Sure? I sure do. I have 2 dwarf improved Meyer lemon trees, and I have 2 dwarf Mexican key limes. And Mexican key limes are yellow when they're ripe. And yes, I definitely grow lemons. I love lemonade with monk fruit sweetener. It's natural, no calories, no sugar, glycemics index make you, if you have diabetes. And I like peppermint. I love that. I love lemonade with peppermint. Peppermint out of my yard, out of my garden. I don't know anything about the Eureka lemon tree, babe. We might have to talk to Led or anybody else in here can chime in. I'm not really sure. V Solo said gardeners are like food connoisseurs. Yes, ma'am. I can't eat no tomato. I can't go to a restaurant and eat a tomato and they want them little hothouse tomatoes that taste like, I don't know what chalk tastes like, but this is tomato. You cut it up and you're eating your salad and going like, what? It don't even taste like a tomato. And when you start getting off and growing heirloom varieties, Lord have mercy. It just tastes so much better. Okay, I'm gonna drive up to Columbia, rack up some citrus trees. Okay, my potted plants have been getting way too much rain. Do you keep your pots covered? No, just move them out of the rain. That's one of the benefits of having a container garden. You can move them around. Okay. Try cucumber and mint and lemonade. Okay, that sounds delicious. It will pay for itself. Happy I got started growing my own food. I agree with you. Do you use banana water? I certainly do. I hate to keep bringing up Led Farmer's name, but it's the truth. That's where I learned it from. I just put it in the garbage can. A 35-gallon garbage can with the rainwater in it. And I just go out there because I eat a banana every day because I have a potassium deficiency. So I make sure I get my banana and my orange every single day. And I don't put the orange in the water, but I put the banana peels in the water. Somebody had a cucumber melon drink this weekend, and it was amazing. I guess the recipe for the banana water, oh, baby, I don't measure nothing. Just throw it in there. The longer it's in the water, the more potassium is going to come out in that water. Okay? You can move containers around. That's right, Skinny Boy Randy. That's the reason for doing container gardening. Is to make it convenient for you. Also to make it where you don't have to work a large garden area. Somebody said they add dandelions to their banana water. Okay. I've never done that, but I know a lot of people make dandelion jelly. They say it tastes like honey. Homesteader Chick, you're right. The banana water is loaded with potassium and nutrients. Have you ever made your own fish emulsion? No, but my late husband was an avid fisher. He did deep sea fishing. He'd go out on the boat. And he would take the guts and the head of the fish and dig around the base of the fruit trees and, put it down and then cover it back up. Hey, the Bulls Gardening. Thank you for being here. So yes, I guess that would be his way of making fish emulsion. She's got a lot of those. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Cheryl, do you grow tree collards? I asked her that question last week. I don't like tree collards for my area. It gets too hot. We get to like 108, 109 degrees. Collards don't taste good if you harvest them when in that type of heat. And I prefer to do the Georgia collards because when it gets cool, they grow very well. And when they're kissed by a frost or freeze, they taste sweeter. So that's the only reason why I don't do the tree collards. I've grown them, but I don't particularly care for them. And let me just tell you, I told people the same thing last week. I don't like tree collards. I don't like longevity spinach. It's also heat tolerant, or is heat tolerant, and Malabar spinach. I've done the red berry and the white berry ones. I don't like it. So I'm at the point in my life now where I grow what I like to eat, and I grow what's healthy for me. So it's easy for me to grow collards. I can grow those regular collards, Georgia collards. I can grow them all year round, but I don't. I pull them up because they just start bolting. Okay. Yes, the banana water works well on your roses. I use them too. I'm growing sugarcane right now. This is my second year growing sugarcane. I saved some of my cuttings from last summer, and I planted them in my greenhouse during the winter, and they were probably about that tall. And then with March, when we got out of danger for our last frost, I put them also in a 26-gallon tote. So I'm growing it for the second year. My grandchildren loved it. And that was why I grew sugarcane, because I wanted them to experience it the same way I experienced it as a kid. I've grown peanuts, Virginia jumbo peanuts, and I've grown them, I did them 2 years, but I don't grow them anymore because it takes so much to make peanut butter. But all of my grandchildren got to see us grow them, harvest them, roast them in the oven, and then grind them up into peanut butters. So a lot of things I grow for teaching moments, and then I move on, and every year I'll have something else as a teaching moment. You're right about the collards. I had some in the summer, cooked them for about 2 hours. They never got tender. I don't like them, man. It don't even taste good. And you get some Georgia collards in a half an hour, they're good. Naked Gardener, we are growing sugarcane because of you. All right, you're going to enjoy that. Collards are, yes, they're very easy to grow, so I don't need to have any 8-foot collards taking up room when I can just throw some seeds out there and have some really good collards. Homestead Chick, I got to try. Sugarcane, of course, I don't have a clue how to. It's easy. I'll do a video on it. I'll try to go back on other videos and show you how the pieces, what they look like, and how to root them and grow them. Sugarcane has to have warm conditions. Another thing I'm growing is cassava. I have to stop and think about the word because I would say kavasa instead of cassava. and that's where it's a root crop, and that's where people make tapioca pudding out of it, and they make bread, and it's a what do you call it? A survival crop in some areas of the world, and so I wanted to try that cassava. Sounds like a Mexican dish or shoes. Wow. Can I root one from the grocery store? You most certainly can. I have collards growing now. Mika, you must be somewhere where it's cool, because we can't grow any collards once it gets past 90 degrees here, unless it's a tree collard, and then it's not tasty in my opinion. But I was one of those people when I first started my food forest. I wanted to try everything that was a perennial and buy it once and to keep on growing. But then I realized I don't like everything like that. For an example, I did ground cherries. My grandchildren don't like them. I even sweetened it with real sugar, and they still didn't like it. So I'm not growing that. You grow what you like. I am starting watermelon and pineapple in seed starting mix. Pineapples take a long time to grow. It's best if you would take one of those and get a real pineapple and cut the top off and root it in water or put it in the soil. It takes about 2 years for pineapples. I know some people grow them, but that's just too long for me. Okay. Somebody in zone 5. Can I? Yes, you can grow collard from seed in zone 5. It's not real hot there yet. Cheryl, you mentioned you have a potassium issue. Have you looked into Conn's syndrome? You need to elaborate for me. I take high blood pressure medication, which gives you a deficiency for potassium. So that's why I have kidney disease. So Conn's syndrome or Crohn's, is that what you're trying to say? Oh, you like pawpaws. It's Michigan native, however, your family does not feel. Oh, wow. I got 3 pawpaw trees. I love them. They are in the back of the food forest, shaded by my pomegranate and gala apple tree, because the first 3 years they need to have some shade. This is the first time I heard somebody didn't like pawpaws. Green Organic Love, she's starting to root some pineapples. It didn't work. It didn't work for me because it was so hot I had to bring them in the house, and it was just too much. Okay, Conn's disease syndrome comes from the kidneys, and it makes you potassium deficient. I have kidney disease, but I didn't become deficient on potassium until I started taking high blood pressure medication. That blood pressure and kidney disease, that goes all hand in hand. But I've held my kidney disease in the same stage for 13 years, so I'm doing something right. Okay, somebody's growing borage this year. Your grands love eating the flowers. It has a honey taste. Yeah, and that borage will bring the bees to the yard. I'm telling you. I don't have to hand pollinate because I'll grow a lot of stuff to bring the pollinators. Okay, do you have any suggestions for a makeshift watermelon mound, or should I just see how they do it in the ground? New York zone 7, 8. You can put watermelon in a container. I've seen people grow them in a 5-gallon bucket and put a trellis on them. Yeah, so, just look up, Google growing watermelon in a container, and it'll give you some ideas. Okay, Cheryl, have you tried asparagus? Any tips on them? Okay. I had the landscaper came in my backyard to spread my wood chips. I had 3-year-old asparagus plants, but of course, they die back and you put mulch over them. And where I told them to put the wood chips was not where the asparagus was. I told them, do not put them here. They covered up all the wood chips with that. They covered up my asparagus. Believe it or not, I got 3 heads, or spears, I think that's what you call them, to come up through the wood chips. So I said, okay, let me push some of these wood chips back. And that's what I did. I think next year they'll come up again. Okay. Sugar baby watermelons. Who said that? Team Bennett. Yes, that's the one. Only thing I grow now is sugar baby watermelons. And I usually grow them in a container. This year, I'm trying them in the ground for the very first time. I have them between my comfrey and my borage. I have some comfrey and borage and a watermelon right there. Because watermelon, if you did not know, I'm going to drop a little pearl from Cheryl on you. Watermelon has to be pollinated 4 times. So if you get one and you see a little watermelon and then it falls off, it wasn't thoroughly pollinated. Or if you get one and it tries to ripen too fast or it's mouth-shapen, it wasn't thoroughly pollinated. So I said I'm going to do something different this time because I didn't grow them last year. I grew them every year except last year. Did I grow any last year? But I don't think I grew any last year. But I said I'm going to try it again because I had a lot of them kept falling off. And I just kept saying, it's too hot, it's too hot. And I kept researching and researching. And it was saying that they need to be pollinated by different pollinators 4 times. So I put them between the borage and the comfrey. Because by the way, if you guys don't know, comfrey has a lot of flowers that bring bees to the yard. They're purple, look like an upside down flower. And so I put it right there and I think it's gonna work. They look real good right now. I don't have any fruit on it yet, but I will be bringing you updates on the video. Sugar baby watermelons. Okay, this touch screen making me go too far. Somebody said they don't do heat. I'm way out the way. Thank you, Miss Miley. Have a good evening. Yeah, start growing your own food really pays off. I went back too far. Okay. Bees help pollinate. Yes, hair, skin, love, skin and hair. Good night, sweetie. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night, Homestead Heart. Yeah, it's about time for me to start wrapping this up anyway, guys. Those of you that have a channel, you know what to do. We put your garden zone and say yes. Because everybody will come back. Good night, Lead Farmer. We thank you so much. Everybody, please, if you have a channel, please just thank you, Best Yet Journey. Anybody else? Thanks for the postal workers. Hello, Miss Cheryl. I made it. Zone 9B. And we're getting ready to wrap up, Miss Kales. I'm sorry. Bridget 9B. Thank you. Anybody else have a... Please start your channel, Tandy. And of course, we know Lead Farmer 73, our YouTube star. We're in the same zone, 8A. And SC is at 8A. Wonderful channel. Sam, you have a channel, 252356. I gotta check you out, sir. Or ma'am. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Loza. Thank you, Sam, Martha, Howard. I'm saying good night, everybody. Good night, Althea. Good night, Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden. I love your name. Renee and 8A, Faith Hill. Good night. Good night, Miss B. Washington. Good night, Angela. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. I need tips on growing watermelons in containers. Email me, Helena. Okay, I think I called out everybody. Big sack of diapers. That's different. Good night, everybody. Roses for me. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody stay safe. I appreciate you joining my live. Deborah Sims, Carolyn Boyd. It's moving so fast. Dana Springs, Gardening with Joy. I love your name, Gardening with Joy. I'm Lovely Dove 23, Green Organic Love. Good night, everybody. Remember, God loves you, and I love you too. Peace out. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Tandy. Thank you, Miss Grady. Hypercentric. Thank you very much. Okay, who is Althea saying goodnight to Led? And only Led? Thank you guys, everybody. But this video will be up pretty soon. All right, take care.